All right, y'all, so we're in our third week of our machines course. We've covered the row, we've covered the ski. We're diving into the bike today. Of the three machines, this is the least technical, so this should be pretty quick. We're going to talk about the setup. This is probably maybe the most important thing that we'll go over, starting with the seat. And so two quick ways we can kind of measure this is if we're standing next to the side of the bike, I want to aim to get this seat almost lined up with the top of my hips. And then if we jump on the bike, a way to kind of confirm that is if at the very bottom I've got just a little room to bend the knee. It's a good measurement. If it's a little bit too much and you feel like you're stretched out with that leg, go ahead and move it down a couple. Because we do, which I noted in the notes, about 10 to 15 degree bend at that knee. And then now for the handles, we've got two adjustments we can play around with here. We can go away or towards with the handles. So if we're seated, I'm looking to have the hands extended out in front of the shoulders to where I've got a nice forward lean into it. And then we can also go up and down with it. So if I adjust this, I want it almost on a plane even with the top of my seat. So this would kind of be just a quick adjustment and way to set up that bike. Second thing, our mechanics, again being the least technical machine that we've got of the three. The only thing I really want to talk about is there are quadrants to a pedal stroke. And so if we think about it on a clock, of those four, we've got, get this thing turned around, we've got the top, which leads us through kind of a 11 to 2 o'clock, which is really just a push. The power stroke or the power output is where we press down, where we're going to get the most output. And then we've got a pull or a sweep back, and then kind of the recovery portion we're resetting back to that first quadrant. So again, it's the top, the downstroke or power stroke, the pull, and then the recovery. And why I note this is because if we can think about getting into this, we can start to save a little bit of the quads and start to get a little bit more of that posterior involved in the stroke itself. Which if we're doing long duration bikes, it's good to have the ability to be able to switch back and utilize that full lower half. Third thing, so damper, I like to think about this in gears, a little bit easier, more relatable versus the ski and the rower. So if on a level, since there's 10 of them, on 1 to 5, I would consider kind of our lower gears versus 6 to 10. This is more of our high gear. I think I said that backwards. But anyways, the resistance is going to be at its lowest from 5 down. And we use this for more of an endurance ride where we want to keep our spin rate high. And it's just a little bit easier on the legs. Versus if we do throw it up from a 6 to 10, our spin rate's usually lower. We can come up out of the saddle so we're standing, apply a little bit more of our body weight, maybe something used more for a sprint, and definitely shorter duration cycles in that. And then our last thing we'll go over is going to be our metrics. There's only two notable differences in comparison of the three machines. One, if we talk about meters, this measures per 1,000 meters versus per 500. And then also our cadence, instead of strokes per minute, is going to be revolutions per minute. Revolution just being one full spin. So RPMs and cadence are much higher on the bike compared to the other two machines.